Hey, what's going on, beautiful people? Piscean Herbalist here. Welcome back. Welcome back. So it's time for the spiritual herb. All right, time for your spiritual herb. And so there are some new decks that I have began to bond with, and they're oracle decks, and they're really beautiful. Sacred Earth Oracle. So really gets pretty deep, the Oracle cards. And so I did notice that someone brought to my attention, and thank you so much for it. So they brought it to my attention that a couple of my other uploads had only a minute worth, and they were like 6 to 7 minute readings. Somehow, somewhere it should have uploaded the full thing, but I ended up deleting them just because that's just kind of what I do to keep spacing. But I'm so sorry about that. Was not ever trying to not give you the full reading, but I will be doing the full reading for all the zodiac signs over the weekend. So it will be definitely fully uploaded on my YouTube channel. So sorry about that, collective. So sorry. We'll work out the kinks to everything and bring it back to life, okay? All right, so let's jump into the spiritual herb here. So this is kind of just a moment to where we just are open to energies of what spirit is just kind of saying to us in the moment. Because a lot of times we're so busy with work and kids and husbands and wives, and to where we just forget to just kind of stop and reflect. And once we get to that place, we want to be able to get a little bit of nourishment. So this is what this would be. We're going to be getting a little bit of nourishment, okay? All right, so I'm going to be utilizing the Sacred Earth Oracle, and we're going to just use some intuition and allow Spirit to just come in and just guide us for best practices, going into the weekend, all right? Just going directly into the weekend. So, all right, Spirit, angels, ancestors, I ask that you just come in and be the divine guidance for the collective right now. And just speak your oracles, speak your wisdom, speak your guidance, your counsel for the beautiful collective out here. Please give them clarity and insight on the direction that they need to go and how to aid them best in their situations. All right. So, jump right into it. I'm going to be using the author's interpretation of these as well. And so, all right. So the first card up is Space. So I am sensing that you got to take a little bit of time to yourself with all of the movement, all of the forward thinking, all of the, as they say, the jucking and jiving that goes on through life. There's just a little bit of time that you need to take to yourself. And it's something within that sacred space that you create for yourself that's going to birth even more greatness, because it looks like fire to me. Looking at this and feeling the energy from this card, this is like fire, and fire represents spirit and the etherical. And so there is a place that you just need to create for yourself, within yourself, so that you can begin to just start allowing spirit to nurture yourself. And so, all right, this book isn't numbered, so give me a moment. Give me a moment as I find it. All right. So it reads, there's an earthly meaning, spiritual meaning, and insight. So let's start with it. It says, give yourself or someone else the space to heal, think, create, and contemplate. It says, hold space as a gentle, non-judgmental, and supportive presence. Nothing needs to happen instantly. Pull back, trust, and respect the boundaries and process of others. It says, pushing for a result will not get you what you want in the long term. Choose your destiny and let others choose theirs. So the spiritual meaning behind it is across space and time, multidimensional worlds exist beyond human concept of love, hate, right or wrong. Bliss, creativity, and infinite peace are tucked away in the hidden dimensions of our souls, where all is possible and all are welcome. Childlike innocence, curiosity, and little dreaming is all that it takes to reach these worlds. Close your eyes and be there. So the insight into this is that the pinpricks of light that pierce the blanket of the night are concentrated pockets of something in a universe that is mostly nothing. There are countless galaxies and stars, but what there is much more of is vacant space. It is said that the atoms are mostly empty space, but we can readily observe the space inside an atom as different to the space around it. Space exists within and without an object. Space gives us room to know who we are within, but separate to the world around us. Yes, we are all from the same infinite source and part of a complete and magical universe, but we are also complete and magical beings of our own. Space empowers us with boundaries, individuality, and freedom. Respecting these gifts honors all of creation. So as I was saying, there is definitely a place that you're kind of being summoned to pull back into. You have to give yourself some time. And as the author was saying, you have to give yourself some time, and the other person's time to come into themselves, come into their destinies. You know, the greatest gift, the highest vibrational frequency is love. And so one thing that I learned about love on this journey is that, you know, the greatest thing about love is that it's not controlling, it is freedom. And so in that, because you can love something and someone so much to where we think that we have to embrace them in order to protect them and to help control movements and things of fear. For instance, you know, a mother or father would love their child so dearly to where they would protect them. And that's what we continue to do throughout their life. But then there comes a point to where we forget that this love has to set them free. And we set them free from ourselves in order to continue to evolve, because we're only entrusted to be a teacher for so much. This is where you begin to find that place, the answers to help that loved one. All right, that's so beautiful. So beautiful. Spirit, what else is it that you have to say? You have for the collective? What other oracles do you have for the collective on today? So just go in and dive into that space. Dive into that space. Tuck yourself away into that vast presence of spirit. All right. So it says repetition. So what I am picking up from this card here is that, you know, getting into a place to where you have to begin to make things concrete in doing this. So let's just take you knowing how to pull away. and diving in within, going into meditating, becoming more grounded, allowing things to taking your hands off of things. This needs to become a particular pattern that you have, because a lot of times, we understand our gifts of manifestation, and we understand our gifts of creation, and we're co-creator with spirit. But there's just certain things that we need to keep in our lives as going, because we can become so one-dimensional, but we're multi-dimensional. We're so used to in an entrepreneur state, constantly going, constantly grinding, constantly pushing ourselves, constantly digging and diving and keeping our hands on everything, knowing what's in the books, knowing what's going on with this transaction, knowing what's going on for these best guests, and those are great. But then there takes a time that you have to just kind of come back and pull back and kind of reassess things. And so this repetition card is saying that from what I pick up from this card is saying that you have to get into that routine of letting go sometimes. Okay? All right, let's look for the author's interpretation. Let's see exactly what they have to say. Repetition. All right. So it says here, with repetition, a sense that history is somewhat repeating, a chance to do things differently and perhaps secure a better outcome, to work with or break a cycle. You need to recognize it. Release stress, tension, or anger before it builds to a storm. It may be necessary to walk away from a challenging personality, difficulty breaking a habit or pattern of thinking. Establish a positive routine. So the spiritual meaning that they have with it is, through infinite cycles of life, death, and rebirth, our souls stretch into timeless repetition. All the while, your thoughts and actions draw from the past and they all feed into your future. The journey repeats as often as needed. There is nothing through to the end. There is no rushing to the end, through to the end. The cycle can be broken through wisdom, through detachment, through a memory of the sacred, through a return to oneness. Yeah. A lot of times we keep doing the same old things and trying to allow those things to be our markers of success, when there's something else that Spirit is calling you in for. There's a detachment. Wow. What's the final message that you will have for the collective on today? Spirit, what is the final message that you would have for the collective on today?
Okay, here's something cool, so you might want to keep listening. If you click the banner on your screen, you'll get a free month of Pandora music.
Sorry about that. I have some music going on, as you can see. I have Pandora playing, so if you hear that, that's just one of the advertisements for it. It should be going on within the next few seconds. Then we're going to have our music start back up. All right. So 2 cards fell out, so that's more to be said. Wow. So renewal and magnetism. So let me tap into renewal real quick. So renewal, there is just a refreshing that's going to come in these set of instructions for you. So as you can see here, there's going to be a replenishment. There's going to be a refueling. There's going to be a whole new set of ideas that's going to start coming in. It's going to start coming in once you begin to get into that place of routine, of diving into spirit. There's just a calling I sense deeply for. So whatever you have to do, say for instance, like your routine, if you need to change your routine, for getting up in the morning. This is something that I do. I get up in the morning. You may already do it, but I started getting up in the morning, and once I get up, I go directly outside. Even before I start getting into my phone, anything, I go outside. I take my shoes off, and I walk around my backyard barefoot. It's probably about 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning. So the grass is still has dew on it. The soil is still a little damp, and so it is really therapy. It has really become therapeutic for me. And so when I am also out there, there are just moments where I actually feel the energy of Mother Earth just really recharging me, taking out all of that tense, that caked up energy, that I've been carrying on how to figure this out, how to do that, what do I do, the worry, the stress, all of that. It just literally starts going away, and I'm able to go into a more adept meditative state. And I'll just stand out there. I stand out there for about 20 minutes, and sometimes I have my face to the sun, sometimes I have my back to it, and I just start meditating. I just start breathing in and exhaling slowly, and I can feel the recharging. I can feel the renewal, and it helps me. It helps me to get replenished to go throughout the day. So yeah, there is definitely a routine that you can start putting into place to help yourself, and it's going to help you get the strength to break those other habits that you have that really aren't getting you to where you have to go. And it's going to start attracting the things towards you that you need for you. It is. You're going to start pulling in every resource, every person. You're going to start attracting everything that the universe has for you. It's just, you can see here, like these are two doves, and they're just coming towards each other. They're just pulled towards each other. If you know anything about doves, they mate for life. So once they're paired, that's it. And so once this thing comes for you, it's designed for you, and it's going to be a part of you. Even if that is, if some of you are trying to prepare for your significant other, trying to raise your vibration so that you can become looking for your twin flame or your soulmate, however you want to define it, you have to start with you first. Start with getting into that space. It starts with getting into that space and creating that routine. Creating that routine and breaking the habits of control, and let it go, and watch how spirit begins to start renewing you. And I'm going to read the author's interpretation, but this is just so beautiful what I'm picking up and sensing already. And you're going to start attracting everything that is definitely for you. So let's look at renewal. Ooh, wow. Wow, I feel so such a energy of gratitude here. Man, that's so beautiful. All right, giving something, the earthly meaning, giving something a try is not making a lifelong obligation. You can swap, and refine your interests, friends, lovers, career plans, home as often as you like. If something doesn't feel right, try something new. And if that doesn't work out, try something else. What you are looking for could be around the next corner. There is no failure in moving on or starting over. So spiritual meaning, listen, your heart is calling. A thirsty heart cannot be quenched by logic. It must drink from the well of life and be replenished. Each time it breaks, it comes to hold more. But its essence does not change. Its essence does not change. Your heart holds truth in every breath. What does it say? Listen, and you shall be reborn. You shall be reborn. Wow. You shall be reborn. All of this is going to come. All of this is going to come. Whew. I am so happy that somebody is getting their prayers answered. That's exactly what I feel. Exactly what I feel. All right, magnetism. And so the earthly meaning is attraction of opposites, being involved in a situation against better judgment, feeling somehow responsible for something that was out of your control, generate a positively charged self-image through conscious affirmative action. A petty annoyance builds and may become detrimental to your environment. Deflect irritation with a force field of confidence and charisma. Duality is an illusion. There is another option. All right, the spiritual meaning. Love is a magnetic force that extends from the heart of all living things. Love is both a protective shield and a powerful attractor. It is at the center of the flow of life. A word, a thought, a touch is all it takes for love to ignite. When it does ignite, it radiates from your core, stretching out beyond your horizons. Everything starts with love, the highest vibration. You beautiful collective, you are definitely in a place to where you are working on getting to you what is destined for you. And Spirit is bringing the confirmation today, is telling for some instructions. Hey, listen, dive into that space. Go into the place to where nobody else goes. You know, go into the place in the etherical where only is a good pocket for you. And keep doing that. Jump into that. Keep diving into that. It's gonna help you break some things, and break through to some things. Yeah, because you are going to be renewed and draw everything that you need for you. And you have to vibrate with love to start attracting what you need. Remember, love is the highest vibrational frequency. It is. And that's what's going to start bringing to you everything that you need. All right, collective. That's all I have for you for your spiritual herb today. Let love be the highest vibration to draw what you need, okay? I love you guys so much, and thank you so much for being with me. Love and light to you.